Hi folks, so this is another one of our meetings of people in their places. I'm sitting in the living room of the Darausha family in Ixal. By the way, if you go to Ixal and you ask where do the Daraushas live, you need to know that half of the people in Ixal are called Darausha. And so you have to be very, very specific. So let me just show you who's in the room, and then we're going to head outside to do a couple of interviews in the style that this style that I've begun. So we have Qasim sitting over here near, next to his youngest daughter, whose name is Seema, and then one of the young women that I'm going to be talking to, Iman. Shada, the other young woman I'm going to be talking to, and the reason why you will hear how wonderful their English is, Iman, their English teacher.
Hi, I'm Iman from Excel. I'm 19 years old. I'm half Syrian, half Palestinian.
Hang on. Half Syrian and half Palestinian? Now, I've never heard anybody in Israel ever describe themselves as half Syrian and half Palestinian. You have to, there's a story there, obviously.
Yeah. My dad came to Israel in the late 80s. He was a Syrian military pilot. He came here in October 89.
So, and how you mean he came here? How did he come here? Because there's no diplomatic relations between Syria and Israel.
I think he escaped from there. Like, you can look that out.
So he escaped?
Yeah.
And how come Israel let him in? Because Israel does not normally allow Syrians to come here. He must have obviously had something that Israel wanted.
Yeah.
Which was?
The MiG-23.
So he actually brought to the West the information about the MiG-23.
Yeah.
Wow, so that's something really big. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, I have a lot of siblings from another mothers. I have a Jewish brother. I have like Christians and Druze brothers and sisters as well.
That is from different women that your father has been married to?
Yeah.
Is married to or was married to?
Both.
Really?
Yeah.
So you
like from different places in Israel. Like you can.
Okay, but you are a Muslim.
Yeah. My mom is a Muslim.
Your mom is a Muslim.
Sunni Muslim. He's originally Druze.
He's Druze originally.
Yeah.
And your mother's a Sunni Muslim.
Yeah.
So in terms of So if I were to ask you, if I were to meet you somewhere in some other part of the world, and I asked you, who are you? How would you describe yourself?
I prefer like if I was like Syrian, not Palestinian, actually.
So why do you say you would prefer to identify as Syrian and not Palestinian?
Because like, I never felt like home here, so in that part, I feel like part of me is missing. I need to know that country, that place. Where did my father come from? Like, I feel like I really want to go there.
And you've obviously never been there.
No, probably I'll never go there, but I'll figure
very
it
little
out.
chance. Do you have an Israeli Taudat Zehut?
Yeah.
Identity document?
Yeah, I do have. But I can have the Syrian passport, but it's pointless. Like, it's useless.
Right. What are you going to do with the Syrian passport
nothing.
right now? Right. Okay. Wow, that's complicated.
That's more than you expected.
That's much more than I expected. And I have to say, it goes to the point that I'm going to try and make really in the conversations I have. The identity issues over here are so much deeper, are so much more nuanced than people think. Now, I came to Ixal expecting that I was going to meet a number of young people who would say that they are Palestinians with Israeli documents, that they are conflicted about their Palestinian identity and the fact that they have an Israeli ID card. And the first person I meet brings Syria into the conversation in a way that I would never ever have expected.
To describe the people that are living in Ixal, I can tell my story because everyone that live in here pretty much have the same story. Yeah, we are different. We have people that have been living in Ixal before the establishment of the state, And we have people that moved in here from places like Ramallah, like places that are near Jerusalem. Like my father's, my great grandfather came from a village next to Ramallah. Its name is Singal, and he's from there. He moved in here, and
When did he move here?
I think there's like no specific date.
Oh,
for
but
this.
long
We
before
don't
the
know.
creation
Yeah,
of the state.
Yeah, I guess the same period.
Okay.
Of time.
Now, I want to guess something, and feel free to tell me, Julian, you got it totally wrong. Did he move over here because there was more work over here, or did he move
I
over
believe
here?
so.
Okay. So I want to point out, folks, that one of the untalked about issues, one of the facts that are very rarely talked about when we talk about the history of the very difficult relationship in Israel between Jews and Arabs, is when we talk about migrations and immigration, we rarely talk about the economic factor. It is a fact that large numbers of the Palestinian population of Israel moved in over here in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s because quite simply there was more work. A totally logical thing to do. It happens everywhere in the world. So I want to ask both of you a question. I remember a number of years ago I was with a group in the village of Kabul, and we met with wonderful young people there. And I asked them a question that really got the conversation going because it took us to issues that I hadn't even imagined would be in this conversation. And that question was, what is your dream? What is your big dream? You know, not what you think you can achieve and therefore you're going to do, but what is the big dream you have for your future?
My future dream would be like living in a peaceful place, peaceful environment where I can be myself without being judged. And
so I'm going to ask you a question.
yeah,
I'm going to ask you a question because, and feel free to say, I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about it, okay? What you just said implies that you feel that you are judged. So if you are prepared to talk, what do you feel, what way do you feel judged?
well, living here was like quite difficult because like here, everyone are Muslims and stuff. You can't be yourself. They will judge you because like your hair is pink or because of it's blue, or if you were walking on the sidewalk wearing like headphones, they will judge you too. And if they saw you with someone like with a friend, a guy friend, they will like start, saying stuff and starting rumors that could get me to a very bad ending. So
I think, like, I don't have a specific. I have dreams, but I think the biggest one is to actually have like an impact on everyone I see. Impacting on people starts when doing like the tiniest things. It's like a circle. If you do something to someone, it would leave an impact or a print on them, and they would pass it on for other people, and it would actually improve our society.
Okay, so the two of you, what you share in Israeli identity terms is that you are part of the minority, right? You would both be defined as part of the minority population in Israel, which basically means that you are, and whatever you choose, Israeli Arabs, Palestinians, for you, Syrian Palestinian. In what way do you experience this? In what way does this factor into your lives? In what does it play any role in your lives? The fact that you are part of this minority group.
Of course.
In what ways?
I think in every field of life, university, starting from like higher education, and education in itself. I think the curriculum starting from high schools, the curriculum is not actually the best. I have a huge problem with the Israeli curriculum, especially in history. We don't get to learn about the history of our ancestors, which is actually something I would like to change.
Because you don't do Palestinian history.
No.
Okay. Iman.
I don't really have an answer because, well, but I do. Like, I think like people who go to the army, like Jews, they can have whatever they want when they're done. Like, for instance, they can have like lands to build houses on. They pay cheaper for like clothes in some places they go. I don't really know. Like, I don't care. Like, to be honest, like, I don't care that much because like I'm ignorant about it. Like, I don't know much.
Okay.
Question just
Iman. So first of all, I want to say thank you because one, as the English teacher of these two wonderful young women, two, as our host in Ixal this afternoon, and you set the whole thing up. And I want to give you the honor of closing over here by choosing the place you would take us to, and tell us exactly why.
Okay, actually, I would choose this place. I would choose my own village. Even though I've got lots of criticism, and I think that many things should be changed here. But if I take the positive aspects, I think the positive aspects far outweigh the negative aspects here. I love the nature here, the green sceneries, the mountains, the people, the hospitality. But on the other hand, I say there are some specific points that I would like to change. For example, the respecting each other's freedom, respecting each other's perspectives, something that I really suffer from many times. I've been suffering from criticizing me because I have some different perspectives than others. And what else? Can you stop? As a teacher, I think my role as a teacher is very crucial because I'm teaching the young generation from 10th till 12th graders, and I try to plant the thoughts of being a feminist, of supporting these young women from a very, let's say, from a very young age. When I teach 16th, 17th, and 18th-year-old students, I try to tell them that and to change the whole perspective about being a female and being a woman. The first thing I ask them when I enter the class, what do you think the role of a woman is in our society? So they start like answering that the woman is going to be a mother, is going to be a housewife. I try to change this perspective and this whole idea totally. And sometimes I do it in a very extreme way, but I'm sure that during my teaching career, I have affected many students, and I think Iman and Shada are maybe one of these students who have been affected by my thoughts that the woman's role is not in the kitchen. They can be politicians, they can be doctors, they can work in a very important position in the country. So this is also another reason why I want to stay here. Because if I leave, if I imagine myself leaving, I can't guarantee that people come and really teach these young women to be influential and to be important in their societies in the future.